You may be saying, but Kia, if I repurpose my content, somebody is gonna say, hey, I already read this. You can't repost that graphic or that blog post or that podcast or that YouTube video. The reality is most of us can barely remember what's on our to-do list. It is highly unlikely that we're going to remember some content that our favorite author, speaker, or influencer shares again. Hey sis, welcome to the Entrusted Women Podcast, a one-point podcast created to equip Christian women communicators of color. Every episode focuses on a single point to equip you in one of four areas: purpose, writing, speaking, and business. Along the way, I will share stories, lessons, tips, mistakes, and real-time experiences I am learning on my journey as a Christian woman communicator of color. Now, let's dive into episode 15. Today's point is you can repurpose that. Can I just be real for a minute? Y'all, being a writer, speaker, and an entrepreneur is a whole lot of work. Like, I'm working harder than when I was an elementary school teacher. It really work when you're an elementary school teacher. Real talk. If you are actively out here trying to create and promote content, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Girlfriend, it's hard in these streets. So, any way that I can work smarter and not harder, I'm down for it. Now, I hear you through the computer. You may be saying, but Kia, if I repurpose my content, somebody is gonna say, hey, I already read this. You can't repost that graphic or that blog post or that podcast or that YouTube video. The reality is most of us can barely remember what's on our to-do list. It is highly unlikely that we're going to remember some content that our favorite author, speaker, or influencer shares again. The same is true for you and me, right? Besides, there are a plethora of reasons why it is beneficial to repurpose our content. Let me just give you a few. It saves you time that you could be using to figure out what on earth is my family going to have for dinner. You already have data pointing you towards your high-performing content. Remember that blog post that got 75 shares or that podcast that was downloaded X numbers of times? Repurposing your content can give you an SEO boost or search engine optimization. That's what SEO means. Thus, helping you and your content to become easily findable, more relevant, and popular towards user search queries. Who doesn't want that? This will make you an authority figure. Repurposing your content helps you scale in terms of the amount of content that you create and you put out, and in terms of your overall reach. Say it with me: more content, greater reach. The benefits for repurposing content far outweigh the cons. In fact, the only con that I can think of is that you have used this content before, but keep in mind that ain't nobody gonna remember that anyway. So since we've established that, let's go ahead and talk about 7 ways that we can repurpose our content. Okay, way to repurpose your content, number 1. This one is for my authors out there. You can take snippets of your published book and use it on social media. You can submit portions of your book for online articles with a nice little lead magnet that's going to potentially grow your reach by directing traffic back to your website. Y'all, I did this a ton when I was promoting my book, Overcoming Father Wounds. One of the major reasons why I did that is because I was tired. Dog tired. I was tired in a way that I can barely even describe. My body was tired, my brain was tired. I was so exhausted, and the last thing that I wanted to do was to think about writing anything. I didn't want to create any more content. So I used what I already had written that just so happened to be revised, edited, and proofread. to perfection. Way to repurpose your content number 2. Y'all, you see me doing this every week. You can create a YouTube video and then rip the audio and turn it into a podcast. Yeah, because some people want to watch, some people want to listen. Way to repurpose your content number 3. You can take your old blog posts and turn them into an ebook that can be used as a great downloadable lead magnet. Yes, girl. Way to repurpose your content number 4. You can take some of your sticky statements, these are quotables inside of your blog post, and you can make shareable graphics and carousels for IG, Instagram, or Facebook. This is also a great way to direct that traffic back to the original blog post, YouTube video, or podcast that you created. And way to repurpose your content number 5. You can turn YouTube videos into reels. Hallelujah! I don't have to dance. These reels can be put on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Y'all, when it comes to repurposing your content, the possibilities are absolutely endless. If you are tired of working harder instead of smarter, consider how you can take some of your stellar proofread content and repurpose it. Hey, let me ask you a question. Have you taken my Effective Communicator quiz? This is a 7-question quiz designed to help you determine where you need to focus as a communicator. If you haven't taken the quiz yet, it will take you less than 5 minutes, probably less. I promise, read my lips. Additionally, if you are interested in connecting with other writers, I want you to join our free community of entrusted women that are focused on determining the message that we have been entrusted with and the intentional purpose God created us for. Also, join me next week as we talk about 5 ways to use humor in your talk. You don't want to miss it.